Skinny Hardaway 7T back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. We here for a good time, not a long time. If y'all could, if it's your first time, do your boy a favor, not make it your last time. Could you hit that subscription button as well? Greatly appreciated. We talk this good boxing every day, not just today. Today we here with a 160-pound conversation, right? Adding a little validity with what's going on with Marlo. Marlo has been out of the boxing ring for about 2 years now, going on about 2 years now. A lot of people question why, right? A lot of people say, oh, he need to get in the ring, he need to be stripped and whatnot, right? Jermall Charlo has been dealing with a lot of, outside of the ring problems, a lot of personal problems, right? And with the in the sport of boxing, right? If you're not fully engaged, if your mind isn't always in everything that you're doing, always in every fight, then boxing ain't a sport that you want to get into half-heartedly, or boxing ain't a sport you want to get into when you got your mind on other things, right? So at this point, I think we all pretty much know. If you don't know, right, Jermall Charlo and his wife have been going through a divorce. Jermall Charlo was on the Charlo twins, right? Both Charlos, Jermall and Jermall, was on I Am Athlete with Brandon Marshall, Deshaun Jackson, Adam Pac-Man Jones. Shout out Tay Jones. Kind of put it out there. Him and I going through things, right? They went through a divorce, custody battle. Y'all know those divorces and those custody battles get nasty, right? So that would explain why Jermall has at this point. Under a lot of scrutinism, right? People saying, I want Jermall to do this, I want Jermall to do that. He holding up holding up the division, right? He don't want to fight this guy. He don't want to fight that guy. A lot of that, a lot of that, a lot of that, was answered on that I Am Athlete special, right? So if y'all haven't seen the I Am Athlete special with Jermall Charlo and Jermall Charlo, y'all check that out, right? And he pretty much explained why he hasn't been in the ring where he at now, and he also explained that he does want to get back in the ring. You know what I mean? Really soon. Now on I Am Athlete, he didn't name an opponent, right? He didn't uh he didn't name an opponent or anything like that, but he did state that he will be open to fight Demetrius Andrade. Now, not on the I Am Athlete podcast, he stated that he will be open to fight Andrade on a different podcast. But I'm about to get that article pulled up, right, so I could read that thing out to y'all verbatim. You know what I mean? So you don't just got to take my word for it. But he said in the comeback fire, I had did an EP, a while back, saying that Jermall Charlo will be coming back, around July, which he is. But the fear around then was right. He didn't want to jump right into, a big fight coming off layoff. At least that's what Brian. I said Brian Mendoza. At least that's what I was about to say Eddie Reynoso. What's his name? Not Mendoza, but his name is slipping me right now. But the owner of Showtime, he said he didn't think that Jermall Charlo would want to jump right into a big fight. But Jermall Charlo came out not too long ago. Actually, this was about a couple of days ago, about 3 or 4 days ago, right? Jermall Charlo, he came out and he stated that he would indeed be open to fighting Demetrius Andrade, as soon as he returned to the ring in his next fight. You know what I mean? He said he's not against, having big fights as soon as he returns. I'm about to go to the article so I can read it verbatim. I ain't gonna hold up too much of y'all time. You know what I mean? With this, John, I am gonna hold up a little of y'all time later. You know what I mean? But Jermall Charlo said he opened the fight Demetrius Andrade in his comeback fight in July. This is a fight that has a history, right? It's been a build up. This is a fight that was supposed to happen before with Jermall Charlo, right? And Demetrius Andrade. Andrade and Jermall Charlo have been sharing the same division, right? So they be, kind of shifted from Jermall to Jermall when both Jermall and Demetrius Andrade ended up at 160. It's a whole, I did or I didn't, turn down the fight with Jermall and Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. The rumor is that Jermall and Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade was signed to fight, and 1 week before the fight, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade pulled out of the fight, which left Jermall with no opponent. he ended up finding an opponent, right? But it left a little bad blood between the Charlos and Demetrius Andrade because at that point, the Charlos weren't in the position that they're in now, right? So when Andrade pulled out a fight, it caused a little panic, right, for the Charlos. So they held a little grudge towards Demetrius Andrade for that, right? So this bad blood has kind of built, over the years. There have been a lot of personal, spats. There were times like in public that fights almost broke out between the Charlos and Andrade. Now, true enough, it was Jermall Charlo, right? But with Jermall and Andrade sharing the same division, it kind of just makes sense, right? That those two get in there. Those two get in there. But Jermall Charlo stating just recently that he doesn't need a tune up. Jermall Charlo stated just recently that he doesn't need a tune up. Mendoza, I said Mendoza. Suleiman came out the other day and said that Jermall Charlo won't be stripped of his title because he was planning to defend his title against Selecki, right? That's when people was calling for him to be stripped of his title. He was supposed to defend it up against Selecki, but that fight got called off because of the injury. So Suleiman came out not too long ago. Asante L was good. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Asante. Glad you can make it. If you could hit that thumbs up for your boy. I ain't gonna hold up too much of y'all time in here with this joint right now. I'm just letting y'all know what Jermall had to say. Jermall will be coming back in July, right? That's the feel type. He said he don't necessarily need a tune-up, right? He said he ready to step in the ring with the best of them, and him and Andrade could fight, as soon as he come back. I'm about to read from the article, y'all, so I don't hold up too much of that time. I already been in here 8 minutes, right? 9 minutes, right? So let's go and get this thing out the way, right? Jermall Charlo willing to bypass tune-ups, march straight into Demetrius Andrade showdown. A showdown between Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, at least at one point, seemed inevitable. However, despite years of campaigning, either in or near each other's weight classes, the two have danced around one another, seemingly losing all hope. Andrade, 32-0, 19 KOs, willingly forked over his WBO 160-pound title instead of defending it against Janibek. In doing so, the 35-year-old opted to move up in weight to try his hand at larger men. Thus far, while it's a small sample size, Andrade's transition has been seamless. On January 17th, Capital One Arena, Washington, D.C., Andrade's super middleweight debut went about as well as possible as he cruised to a unanimous decision over Damon Nicholson. He really didn't cruise to a win. He won the fight, right? I won't call it cruise. He said, I'm with Team Charlo, Lions only, baby. Shout out my guy, Asante. If y'all could, hit that thumbs up for your boy. I'm going to get to the good part so I don't have y'all in this thing too long. As Andrade continued to accumulate the life in the new weight class, acclimate, my bad, y'all, I'm stupid. As Andrade continued to acclimate to life in the new weight class, he's still optimistic that the clash between himself and Charlo could come into fruition. In fact, instead of making his normal approach of simply crossing his fingers and praying, Andrade picked up his cell phone and took legitimate action. He called me the other day, said Charlo. Said Charlo to a group of reporters recently. We talked for like an hour just trying to get shit done. With the two attempting to hammer out a deal behind the scenes, it's unknown what Charlo's immediate plans are. In just over a month, it will be 2 years since the hard-hitting star has defended his WBC middleweight title. A listless performance against Juan Montiel, June 2021. Although an explanation of his meager schedule was a bit unclear, Charlo did reveal that he dealt with a nagging back injury coupled with personal issues. As you know, we just talked about, right? Personal issues, the wife, the divorce, the custody battle, all that good stuff or bad stuff. With the 32-year-old anxious to return, he admitted that he has a bit of unfinished business left to attend in the middleweight division. However, a showdown against Andrade can be finalized. Charlo appears to have finally fixated on going down that route. In the event that negotiations continue to go smoothly, Charlo will seemingly need at least one return fight in order to scrap the ring rust off his overall game. The notion of a warm-up bout, nevertheless, is something that Charlo wholeheartedly disagree with it. Jermall Charlo says, I'll go straight into it. He called me the other day He said, I go straight into it. He called me the other day. We talked for like an hour, just trying to get shit done. So Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, right? And talks, for a fight. So Charlo, right, the field that Charlo needed to tune up. I'm trying to think exactly who that was at Showtime that came out and said that. He said he didn't really know, right? But he said he guessing that Charlo, wouldn't want to come in and go straight into a fight with Demetrius Andrade. What's the spokesman name? His name Mendoza, but it's not Brian Mendoza. Brian Mendoza is the fighter that called out Jermall Charlo that I'm gonna talk about. Brian Mendoza just beat Fondora, but the guy that runs Showtime, Steven Espinoza. I'm tripping. Steven Espinoza came out. Hi y'all. And the mimosa was fine. Steven Espinoza came out and he said that he thinks that Jermall Charlo would probably want to have a tune-up fight right before jumping into the ring with a guy like Demetrius Andrade. But what Jermall Charlo was saying is that's completely not true. He's open to fighting Demetrius Andrade as soon as he come back. He said him and Andrade actually been in conversations for a fight when he get back. I think we were both of them are adding their career. I did an EP, I think like last year, right? And if I had a little time, I'll go find that thing for y'all, right? But I did an EP last year, and I was like, man, now is the perfect time for Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. I'm starting to think these people be watching Southern T. Matter of fact, I know they be watching Southern T. But anyway, I digress. I did a jump last year where I was like, this would be perfect timing for Andrade and Jermall Charlo. We were both of them met. Both of them kind of getting the question. I know both of them great, right? I had Demetrius Andrade, brother, his blood brother, on the show. Team Andrade. I had Team Andrade, on the show. So people, they hear me talk about the Charlos, but I actually do have, a relationship with the Andrades. But when it come down, the boxing, I want to see the best fight the best. Those are two of the best fighters. So I want to see that fight as well. You know what I mean? So I had did an EP, like it'll be perfect timing for both of them, right? Both of them need big fights, right? Both of them a big name. Whoever wins that fight, right, it's gonna be big money either way, right? And whoever wins that fight, name is on a different level, right? Y'all take y'all talent, y'all name, and y'all career to a different level by being the first person to beat Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, right? Or being the first person to beat Jermall Charlo. You know what I mean? And it'll be for a title at 160 pounds. So it just makes sense all the way around. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too long. I do greatly appreciate all y'all sliding through this thing. If y'all go catch the playback, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up when you come in. Jermall Charlo said he open to find Demetrius Andrade right now. He actually said him and Demetrius Andrade are in conversations to make a fight happen. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be keeping y'all updated and posted on that thing. I'm a big Charlo fan. It's gonna be a nice pay-per-view, Sante. Y'all know I'm a big fan of Charlo. I'm a big fan of Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. That's one of them fights I'm gonna just watch as a spectator. I ain't gonna have no dog in that fight, right? Think it's gonna be a hell of a fight. Greatly appreciate y'all folks sliding through this thing, Skin the Hardaway, Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. That's how you rocking, and I'm out. Look.